Hello everyone, welcome back to ParsecGames. The audio quality in this video is probably not going to be as good as my other videos. That's because I'm using a different microphone right now. I don't have my usual setup right now, but I really hope it sounds good enough for you, and now we're going to get into the actual tutorial. And adding Golden Freddy is actually pretty simple. We're just going to make a new sprite, and we're going to call it Golden Freddy. And now this sprite doesn't have any costumes, it's just the sort of coding behind Golden Freddy. And now what we're going to do is we're going to wait till we receive start game, and then we're going to be in a loop until we're no longer inside the actual game. So we're going to do that until the status is no longer in-game. And now the way you trigger Golden Freddy in Five Nights at Freddy's 1 is if you look at the camera in the bottom left corner, so the west hall corner, I guess, there's a poster there of Freddy. And there's a very small chance that instead of Freddy, it's going to be Golden Freddy. And then if you lower the camera after you've looked at him in that poster, then he'll be in your office. And if you don't raise the camera soon enough, he will jump scare you and then just crash the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to check every time the player opens the hallway corner camera. And then there's going to be a very slight chance that we're going to replace the poster of Freddy with Golden Freddy. And we'll continue from there. But now we're just going to check for that when the player looks at that camera, and then changing the poster to the poster of Golden Freddy. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait until the camera is up, meaning camera up equals 1. And we're going to check if the selected camera, meaning camera menu select, equals 2B. So we're actually looking at the corner camera. And in that case, we're going to check with an if-then clause if pick random from, and this is going to be your chance. I think in the real game it's actually 1 to 100,000, which seems kind of excessive for me, and right now we're going to want to test it. So we're just going to go to 1 to 5, so it's like a 20% chance. If that's the case, we're going to set Golden Freddy corner to 1. And also we're going to set that to 0 at the beginning of the game because we don't want him to jump scare you right away. Or we don't want you to see the Golden Freddy poster right at the beginning of the game. And if that's not the case, we're going to set it to 0. Then we're going to wait until we're either no longer looking at the camera or not looking at this specific camera. And now we're going to have to look at the cam2b sprite and actually integrate that into the sprite. So we're going to import the frame which shows the Golden Freddy poster, which is the image with the number 540. So over here we have the camera change part of the cam2b script. And now we're going to check in here. We're already checking that Bonnie's not in the corner because Bonnie actually takes priority over Golden Freddy. So if Bonnie's there, you won't see the Golden Freddy poster. So in this case, this branch says that Bonnie is not in the corner. So then we're going to check whether Golden Freddy should be shown, meaning Golden Freddy corner equals 1. In that case, we're going to switch to the costume 540, which is the Golden Freddy costume. And if it's not the case, then we do this other stuff, which is another Easter egg. And now just to be sure that this works every time, because it could be that we change the camera and this script is already executed before the variable changes to 1. We're going to add this part here in here as well. And now we're just going to test it because we set the chance to 20%. We should be able to just get him at some point. Yeah, there he is. So now we have Golden Freddy here. So now what we have to do is we need to make another variable called Golden Freddy activated. That's going to be set to 0 at the start of the game. Up here. And now what's going to happen is if you lower the camera while you're on the corner camera, then he's going to spawn in your office. So what we're going to do is when the camera goes down, meaning after this repeat until camera up equals 0, when that's over, we're going to check whether Freddy's showing in the corner, and we're still on the camera 2B when we close it. And in that case, we're going to activate Golden Freddy. And if not, he's not going to be activated. So we're going to set Golden Freddy to activated to 0 if that's not the case, and to 1 if it is the case, and add that here at the end. So we're going to set Golden Freddy corner to 0 in case he's activated, and also set it to 0 in case he's not activated. And I'm just going to keep opening and closing the camera until he's there. Okay, now he's there, and now we're going to close the camera. So now when Golden Freddy's been activated, he actually appears in your office. So we're going to have to add that now. So we're going to have to import the Golden Freddy sprite, which appears in your office. So we're going to make a new sprite and import that costume, which is number 573. And now we need to remove the black parts around him. So as you can see, that looks pretty bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open GIMP and do that myself. Just do it by hand, make it look good. Then I'm going to upload that picture and put the link in the description so you can download that file and use that in a moment when the tutorial continues. Okay, so now I've improved that one. It looks a lot better now. You can download that using the link in the description. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to make this sprite hide when the green flag is clicked. And now when we receive start game, we're going to repeat until we're not in game anymore. So the status is not in game. We're going to check whether or not Freddy has been activated. Or Golden Freddy has been activated. If that's not the case, we're going to hide. And if it is the case, we're going to show. And we're going to go to these coordinates, which we're going to test out in a moment. We're going to set the x to 0 minus office x. And now we can change the 0 to, for example, minus 80 or minus 100. And now he's always going to stay there. Maybe middle, a little bit more to the left. Yeah, minus 120 looks good. Oh, I just got jump scared by Foxy. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make another variable called Golden Freddy triggered. Or no, that's too similar to activated. We're going to call it Golden Freddy scene. And that's going to be set to 0 at the beginning of the game, of the night. So where is it? Golden Freddy scene. It's going to be set to 0. And if we look at him, we're going to set it to 1. And now what we're going to do is we're going to completely copy this part. And just replace this variable with Golden Freddy scene. Remove the parts inside. And we're going to do if Golden Freddy scene is larger than 0. Then we're going to check if Golden Freddy scene is larger than, say, for example, 200. If that's not the case, we're going to increase it by 1. And if Golden Freddy scene is over 200, then we're going to trigger the Golden Freddy jump scare. Jump scare. Like that. And what we also need to check is we're going to have to check if Golden Freddy activated equals 1. If that's the case, all this can happen. And if it's not the case, we're going to set Golden Freddy scene to 0. And what we're also going to add is we're going to duplicate this part and also put it in here so that it's always set to 0 when Golden Freddy isn't activated. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the camera animation sprite. I'm kind of blind. I don't see it. Is it this one? Forgot to give it a name, but it's going to be called cam animation. So when we receive camera animation, we're going to set Golden Freddy activated to 0, and we're going to set Golden Freddy scene to 0 after the animation is done. So now if you put up the camera, it's going to stop him from attacking you. But if you leave it down long enough so that this variable goes over 200, then it's going to jump scare you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make the Golden Freddy jump scare, which is different from all the other jump scares because it's just a single frame. So it's going to be image 548. And when we receive Golden Freddy jump scare, he's going to show up, go to 0, 0. Now we need to make him bigger so that he actually covers the whole screen. So let's set him to 135 maybe. Yeah. Now we're going to have to import the sound as well. And it's going to be X Scream 2. And that's going to play when we get jump scared. So it's going to play that. So when you actually get jump scared by Golden Freddy in the real game, the game just crashes. So we can't really close your browser or anything in Scratch, but we're going to just make it so that after 1.25 seconds, we're just going to stop the whole project. And now we're also just going to make a sprite or a costume, which is completely black, like this. And then right when the game's about to stop, it's going to switch to that black costume. And when the jump scare happens, it's the normal costume. So it's going to be like this. Warning to headphone users. This is going to be loud. Yeah. What we also need to add is that this hides when we press the green flag. Okay, so now we're going to test that out. I'm going to set all the variables up here so we can really get what's going on. Once again, just flicking the camera, seeing if he's going to appear as a poster. Okay, now he is there. Now if I lower the camera, he's here in my office. If I put the camera up again, then I've avoided being jump scared by him. And now one important thing that we need to add, if Golden Freddy scene equals 0, then it sets it to 1, because if not, these two are going to just butt against each other. And what we also need to do is to make sure that Golden Freddy isn't in front of any other text, like for example the usage or the power percent at the bottom left. So we're going to make him go to the back layer and then go forward a couple of layers, maybe 15 or so. So make him go forward 20 layers, and if I put my camera up now, he won't jump scare me, but there he is again. Now I'm gonna keep the camera down and he's gonna jump scare me. Taking way too long to jump scare. Yeah. And what we also need to do, as you could tell now, this is not working as it should. We need to make it a Golden Freddy jump scare and wait broadcast. Yeah. And we need to make Golden Freddy, the jump scare, go to the front. Go to front layer. And we're going to set the timer for him to actually jump scare you to maybe 100 or so. So now let's try that again. There he is. Now we're going to be jump scared in a moment. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so now we have Golden Freddy. I think in the next episode I'm going to add phone guy and all those hallucinations, like with the weird sound effects and the it's me and stuff popping up on screen. But I really hope this quick tutorial helped you. I'm going to try and be more active now. Once again, I always take like these huge breaks, like almost a year every time. There's quite a lot going on in my life right now. I actually started going to university. I'm already done with my first semester. I moved to a different city with my girlfriend. So that's why right now, you know, my setup is a bit crude. It's not the way it's supposed to be, but I'm going to be working on that. And I'm going to try to make more videos once again. You guys just never seem to give up on me. You always keep commenting. You keep joining the Discord server, which is in the description down below. Join today. It's an awesome time on the Discord server. You guys just keep commenting and asking about more tutorials. So here we are finally with a new tutorial. And I'm going to try, as I said, to keep making more of these, and maybe with a little bit less time between them now. And I think we don't actually have a lot to do anymore. The game is almost finished. But as I said, we're going to add phone guy and those hallucinations. And if you have any other ideas what I should add in the next few episodes, just comment down below or tell me on the Discord. And so I hope this tutorial helped you. And if it did, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.